Welcome back. We continue to follow a number of stories this morning, including this happening now in Aurora. York Regional Police are responding to reports of an armed and barricaded person inside of a home. Police called to Child Drive, which is near Henderson and Bathurst Street, around 2:30 this morning. There are no public safety concerns right now. Officers, though, are asking people to avoid the area until this situation is completely resolved. The Ford government is encouraging everyone to use the hashtag #StayHomeON as it launches an influencer-style campaign this morning. Comedian Rick Mercer recording a special rant to kick things off. Drivers and transit riders, you're also going to notice increased signage to avoid non-essential travel. U.S. President Joe Biden making his first call to a world leader today, and on the other end of the line, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. And the two, they have a lot to talk about, including the damaged state of Canada-U.S. relations, the vaccine rollout, and Biden's swift cancellation of the Keystone XL pipeline. Well, ahead of the release of a damning review into an alleged toxic workplace at Rideau Hall, Governor General Julie Payette abruptly resigning yesterday. When appointed as the Queen's representative back in 2017, the former astronaut came to the job with the approval of the Prime Minister. But recent allegations of belittling and making some employees burst into tears was just too much, and an independent review of her conduct was launched. U of T Assistant Political Sciences Professor Andrew McDougall joining us now to break down what this all means. Andrew, good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, so let's talk about this resignation and whether or not anyone saw this coming.
Yeah, I think at this point there were a number of people that saw it coming. Some of these allegations are not really new. They started to appear relatively soon after she was appointed. And the government decided that they would launch this independent review to find out if there was anything in it. And from what we're understanding from this report that's coming out, it looks as though there may very well be some significant substance to these allegations. And so when this started to come to light yesterday, I think a lot of people were expecting that the time may have come for her to go.
Let's talk about the history in choosing her as Governor General to begin with. This got the seal of approval, handpicked by Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. So what will this mean for him?
Yeah, I think there are some complications here for the Trudeau government. Before they came into power, there was a process that had been put in place by Stephen Harper, his predecessor, the Vice-Regal Appointments Committee, that would review people that were up for the job of Governor General or Lieutenant Governor and try to make sure that they're a good fit. Trudeau decided that he would sideline that process and appoint Payette directly. And at the time, it looked like it was probably a good move. I mean, she was a very highly qualified candidate, a former astronaut, very highly educated. So a lot of people didn't really give that too much thought. But in retrospect, that's beginning to get a little more scrutiny. And I think people are going to be paying a little more attention this time around at the process that's going to go into selecting the next Governor General.
So what will that look like, that process?
Well, you would have to imagine that at this point they probably have a couple of names that are already in mind. For the immediate future, we have the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court playing the role. So there's not an emergency, but it is a minority government situation. So they're going to want to get somebody, a replacement for Julie Payette as soon as possible. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of process they announce for selecting the next Governor General.
I want to get your take on this. You know, at the root of all of this is the idea of this workplace bullying, this toxic environment. When we hear about this, do you think that more could be dug into politics? I mean, the idea of politics and hearing this, the two don't seem like they are separate. It feels as though, and I'm not by any means condoning this behavior, but in that there could be more to this story.
I mean, I think it's definitely a story that Canadians are paying attention to. The Governor General is supposed to play a unifying role for Canadians. She's supposed to represent sort of the best traditions of the country. And an accusation of workplace bullying is really not on brand for that office. And it's the kind of thing that many Canadians can identify with in their own lives, perhaps having gone through it. So I think a lot of people, when they hear these stories, can identify with them and are going to be paying close attention to if there's any merit to them. So this is, I think, one of the reasons why her position just became politically untenable when it seemed like there may be some substance to it.
Okay, some great information there. We'll continue to watch the developments. Andrew McDougall, appreciate your time. Thank you.
No problem at all. Thank you.